The only place that you can see NASCAR events and IndyCar racing here in Ohio. Steve Bidlack from Green Savary, Mid-Ohio, joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine to talk about racing in Ohio. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
Oh, it's my pleasure. How many events does Mid-Ohio host each year, Steve?
Jay, we have 5 major public spectator events that encompass pretty much the summer months, June, July, and August. But Mid-Ohio as a whole operates from April through October each year. And, you know, we have our own driving schools that happen at the track, motorcycle track days to, car clubs from Porsche clubs, BMW clubs, et cetera, that will rent the track on weekends and weekdays. So really from April through October each year, it's nonstop action at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
When you tally up the people who come through the gate at the end of the season, what does that number look like?
We're somewhere, estimates, near the 400,000 range, Jay, for across the season of unique visitors that will come through the Mid-Ohio gates.
Now, when you think about how important Mid-Ohio is for both Morrow County and for the state of Ohio, some folks want to know, what is the economic impact in terms of revenue? How well does this track do?
Our estimates, working with our local CVB Destination Mansfield, indicate about an approximate $50 to $60 million economic impact annually. But again, those are estimates across, the 5 main spectator events that we bring to Morrow and Richland counties each season.
Over the July 4th weekend, the track hosted its annual Honda Indy 200. The race results were not as expected. What happened?
Well, Alex Palou has been dominating the NTT IndyCar series, all season, and, not known for his mistakes. He had a slip up in turn 9, and Mr. Mid-Ohio, as he's known, Scott Dixon, was able to pass his teammates based on Alex's slip up and win his 7th Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio. So it was a very popular win and a great strategy by Scott Dixon on a 2-stop pit stop strategy to win Mid-Ohio.
When you go back and you look at the footage of the slip up, what does it tell you happened? How did the mistake occur?
Well, I think it's late in the race, and even Alex Palou is human and maybe, stepped the car out an inch or two too far to the left and got into the tire marbles that build up as the race wears on, and it just caused the car to slide through the corner, and he had to lift to make a great save, honestly, to finish second place. So, these racers are going at it for lap after lap, 200 miles, and it's hard work to do what they do. And, Alex just had a misstep, but again, did a great job in bringing the car home in second behind his teammate, Scott Dixon.
Cars and trucks are a major part of Mid-Ohio, but this coming weekend is Vintage Motorcycle Days. Talk about that. What can we expect?
Yeah, we have Primco AMA Vintage Motorcycle Days. It's the American Motorcycle Association's annual gathering right here in north central Ohio. There's 2-wheel activities across all 380 acres of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We do motocross racing to the traditional road racing, and then there's all kinds of activities for 2-wheel enthusiasts, including demo rides on the latest models, that a motorcyclist may want to think about purchasing, to a massive swap meet. The AMA saying that it could be the largest swap meet ever, with over 1,000 swap meet vendors filling the parking areas of Mid-Ohio. So it's a 2-wheel enthusiast dream of just nonstop activities on, all portions of the facility.
And when people come out for these weekends, because I've been there multiple times, they bring their campers and they stay all weekend. How does that work?
Yeah, so we have about 280 trackside motorhome spots, and like you said, Jay, pretty much each weekend, all of those spots get filled, and then we have more of non-reserved areas that you can park an RV or trailer in, and also do tent camping as well. But we have the reserved spots are sold out, but the non-reserved you can access at midohio.com on our website, or even pick up a spot at the gates when you arrive at Gate 1.
My father used to race Corvettes at Nelson's Ledges in Northeast Ohio, and there are little tracks all over the state of Ohio, including rumors that Mansfield is going to reopen their downtown track. How does that help the cause at Mid-Ohio?
You know what? The more racing, the better, for us all, whether it's Mansfield Speedway that's going to reemerge or Mid-Ohio. It's just bringing more attention to the great sport that is auto racing and motorcycle racing.
Well, I have to tell you, having been in the pits and interviewed the drivers myself, there is no greater experience than being in the pits during the Indy race at Mid-Ohio. So let's give that website one more shout out so that people can write it down, because you gotta go to this new event coming up called Vintage Motorcycle Days this coming weekend. Yes,
the website again is midohio.com, and on that website you'll see all the ticket information for our remaining 2 motorcycle events of the season. And then also it's important to know kids 12 and under are always admitted free at Mid-Ohio as long as they're with a ticketed adult.
All right, we want to thank Steve Bidlack for being with us, and there is more Ohio Sports Magazine straight ahead on the Ohio News Network.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just 2 guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said.
And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10TV Plus. Attack and dominate.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, you know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment, facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Lease a new 2025 K4 LXS for $219 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing for well-qualified lessees.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. New 2025 K4 LXS 2.0-liter FWD IVT 24,165 MSRP. MSRP includes destination handling and excludes taxes, title, registration, license fees, fees, options, and retailer charges. No security deposit required. Actual prices set by dealer and may vary. Purchase option at lease end at $17,157.15. Subject to credit approval by Kia Finance. Lessee is responsible for insurance, maintenance, repairs 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles a year. Excess wear and a termination fee of up to $400. Subject to dealer participation. Offers may not be combined except where specified. Must take delivery by 8/4/25. Limited inventory available.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. I care deeply about creating a world we can all fully participate in, free from stigma, misperceptions, and barriers. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Rooted in communities nationwide, Easter Seals helps empower millions of people, regardless of age or disability, through its life-changing services and powerful advocacy. Today and every day, Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
The 2025 Wimbledon tournament was exciting and unpredictable. On the women's side, 2 of the sport's top seeds, Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula, both exited in the first round. On the men's side, 3rd seed Alexander Zverev went out in the first, and Jack Draper was eliminated in the second. In the end, Yannick Sinner and Iga Swiatek won the men's and the women's singles tournament. Anthony Rothman from Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan in Columbus joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine to talk tennis. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate it. It's an old love of mine. Now that I do sports radio, tennis sometimes doesn't crack the rankings too much, but during Wimbledon, I bring it back to the forefront, especially and the U.S. Open. I love it, and I love the fact that we have a little bit of an American surge coming back. That was a great story this year.
Were you surprised by the early exits of the top-ranked players?
A little bit. Coco Gauff has kind of been in trouble on grass, even though, ironically, that's where she kind of broke through and became a household name. A lot of players coming from the French, the slowest surface on tour, to then presumably the fastest surface on grass at Wimbledon, have had trouble making that transition. Some of the best can, and she has had some trouble. The other thing that I would recognize, not just that she can't get better on grass, she can. It's after you win the French and there's this whirlwind of media stuff, you don't get the proper warm-up maybe you would need, and you feel like you can work it out in the first couple rounds at Wimbledon, and the players are obviously seeing a little bit of blood in the water, to tell that phrase, that they see that these players are sometimes gettable early if they haven't had the proper warm-up, and the intimidation factor is not there on grass for her yet. And so while I am mildly surprised she lost, it's not a crazy thing to think about.
Now, Jannik Sinner is the first Italian to win the Wimbledon men's. Didn't look like it after the first set against Carlos Alcaraz, and it was close all the way. 6-4, 6-4, 6-4.
It really was. I think a lot of people expected an epic match because we just saw that at the French. And so with the surface changing, and here's the other surprise a little bit, that grass is usually not Sinner's best surface. But for a big guy, 6'3", Jay, he moves so well. I think that's what's so surprising to me. I grew up watching Wimbledon where guys would serve and volley, get to the net, try to close out points that way, and it was tough to rally. Bjorn Borg obviously did it, and then McEnroe kind of drove him out with his serve and volley. And we even saw it back in the day with Martina Navratilova and her ability to get to the net and volley against Chris Evert. But yes, it was one of those matches I think I expected it to be very good, and after he lost the first set, you thought maybe he'd be in trouble. But his serve is so big, and he can rally, and he can get to the net. Alcaraz is the wild card because he swings so freely on both sides, and he can get to the net, and he has such athletic ability. You never really know what kind of game you're going to get from him. You know it's going to be great, but you don't know where the consistency is going to be. And so, the double faults kind of came into play, and I love the fact that Yannick Sinner came back and got a little revenge from the French, because what it does, it creates that rivalry. And the rivalry between these two guys, with Djokovic still hanging on a little bit, even though his body's kind of letting him down, I love it. I don't love it for American tennis because I think the match that we saw Taylor Fritz play was incredible, and he had 2 points on his own racket to serve to get that thing into a fifth set against Sinner. I would have loved to have seen that happen. I think the best story in American tennis, certainly it can be Ben Shelton. He's very young, 22, and he's learning. But the fact that Fritz dropped out of the top 40 in rankings years ago, had a meniscus, had to get surgery, worked his way back, had to kind of get back into his mental game, and got all the way back to his first semifinal at Wimbledon is a great boost for American tennis.
Now, on the women's side, it was all the time. A 57-minute, 2-set shutout over Amanda Anisimova. They don't make these names easy.
Yeah.
A feat that hasn't happened in over 100 years. What did you think of that match?
Yeah, so
just a railroading.
A little surprising after Anisimova took out Sabalenka, because you thought that would give her incredible confidence going into the final. But the final is the final, and the nerves certainly showed. And Swiatek was seeing the ball so well early, and once she got her down, it was just a landslide. Nobody likes to see the old double bagel in a Wimbledon final. That is, I don't think anyone... we can be impressed by it, but nobody wanted to see that. I think most people thought we'd get a better match. This
kind of like a pitcher's duel in baseball. It's a letdown.
A little bit of a letdown, certainly, that you thought. And then eventually what happens, you become a sympathetic figure. People just want you to win a game and not get dusted off the court in less than an hour. So I think most people did feel very badly for her that she didn't show better. She lost to a phenomenal player. And so there's no real shame in that. But like any competition, the fact that she couldn't even get a game off her is a tribute to Swiatek's focus, even when she's not serving, because she probably knew she had the match. But it was one of those that I don't think anybody would have predicted. I didn't hear anybody saying that this is going to be, maybe people thought it would be straight sets, but certainly not a double bagel.
Now, you mentioned Coco on grass. There are 3 surfaces: grass, clay, asphalt. Which surface do you think is the most challenging?
I would say the hardest surface to probably get comfortable on would be grass. The hardest surface to maybe have that determination to stay out there that long and have the ground strokes is clay, because it just demands so much of them.
All right, final question, and you can only answer in one word. You're a lifetime tennis enthusiast. Pickleball, yes or no? Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Right now, I'm a no.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
And I don't know why, because everyone says I should love it. And I'll tell you, I've tried it a couple times. And while it has that feeling of tennis, it's like you're standing on a ping pong table. It's great for older people and orthopedic doctors because they love the fact that the over 40, 50 crowd is playing and they're getting injured. But at least they're being active. I tried it. And I'm using my tennis strokes to play pickleball, which does help. The hand-eye coordination is great for it. But I love the way I could get that ball to come off the strings a little better than these type of rackets. I'm not saying I'll never do it again, but I haven't been drawn to it the way I thought I would.
All right, we want to thank Anthony Rothman from Rothman and Ice on The Fan for joining us. And there is more Ohio Sports Magazine straight ahead on the Ohio News Network.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit oda.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Ohio's public school educators are the heart of our communities, and they are passionate about delivering the great public education every child deserves. As I begin my term as Ohio Education Association President, I'm honored to serve these dedicated professionals as we work together to ensure our students have what they need to succeed.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Over the last few days, the city of Columbus has been hosting the 11th annual Stonewall National Tournament, and it runs through the end of the day today. The tournament featured a variety of outdoor and indoor sports challenges with competitors from all over the country coming here to the capital city. Tournament director Suzanne Blum Grundison joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine, and we welcome you to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
How did the tournament get started?
Oh, that's a great question. So Stonewall Sports itself as an organization started in 2010 in Washington, D.C. And 3 or 4 years later, it had expanded to just several chapters on the East Coast, and they decided to have a tournament amongst them. So that was the first national tournament hosted in D.C. Since then, we've grown to 28 current chapters, and every year we've continued the tradition of a national tournament in a different chapter city.
How did Columbus come to be selected for this event, and what is the economic impact for the city?
Sure. So every year, the National Board solicits bids from chapter cities to host the next national tournament, actually a few years out. And Columbus bid along with several other chapters, and a site visit occurred, and the bid book was reviewed, and then all the sites were seen that they proposed for us to use. And at the end of the day, this happened in 2023, so a while back, Columbus was chosen as the 2025 national tournament site. So a team of dedicated Stonewall players and leaders put that bid together in 2022-23 and submit it. And then over the last 2 years, we've been planning for this.
In the state of Ohio, Cleveland and Columbus both have chapters of Stonewall Sports. What was the process of becoming a member chapter? And is there any possibility that other cities like Dayton, Cincinnati, or Toledo may join the fold?
Yeah, come join us. Absolutely. So to become a Stonewall chapter, there's a whole process, and I'm not the chapter liaison, so they would know it better than I do. But there's a whole process that if a leader wants to start a chapter in their city, that they would submit a plan for at least the first 2 years, including a board that would be responsible for governing, and at least the first sport they're going to start. Most of our chapters start with kickball, but not all. Personally, I live in Minneapolis, and the Twin Cities chapter started in 2016, and it was founded by someone who had played in another chapter and then moved to Minnesota and found that they couldn't find a league that they enjoyed as much. So they submitted to begin, and now we're about to have our 10th year.
The tournament. Let's talk about the sports that are featured. I know you said kickball is a big deal. Over the years, softball has also been a big deal, maybe bowling. What sports are offered?
Yeah, that's a great question. So kickball is our largest sport. Almost over half of the participants play kickball. And we're really excited. We'll be at Lou Berliner Fields this year, which are second to none. But we also have, for those that are not kickballers, bowling and billiards, bocce, dodgeball, indoor volleyball, sand volleyball, pickleball, and then we do what we call Friday Fun Day, where we do kind of exhibition style, like 3-4 hour tournaments, not with a team you've been working with, they're mix up, where we do a showcase for our women, trans, and non-binary folks in dodgeball. This year, we're doing cornhole at Land Grant Brewing, who's a fabulous sponsor. We're doing a kickball remix, so you just sign up as an individual and get put on a team. And then a new sport that is the first time at a national tournament this year, we're doing Ultimate Frisbee.
Oh, that's really cool. So are there trophies? Do we win? Does everybody get a participation ribbon? How does this work?
Somewhere in the middle. There are trophies for the winning teams, and the first place teams in every sport and division get medals, which are really beautiful. Those kind of are the favorite of many people because they're small, they travel well, and they're really well crafted. And then each team gets to vote for an all-star. Now, the all-star doesn't need to be the best player on the team. They could be the team mom who brings all the snacks. They could be the person who keeps everyone positive when you're down 10-0, or the person who reminds everyone of times, places. But every single team gets to vote for an all-star on their team, regardless of their rank on the tournament. And so the all-stars also get acknowledged. And then within divisions, teams get to vote for a Stonewall Spirit winner. So that's a team that really exemplifies the spirit of our league, really brings their pride, their joy, their celebration, community connections to the field. There are very competitive folks within our league, but there are also a lot of folks who come to have fun and be in community together. And so the Stonewall Spirit Award also is given out to one team in each division of each sport, voted on by the other teams as the team that brings the most spirit, joy, celebration to that division.
Now, there's a philanthropic angle to these chapters in the tournament. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Within each chapter, there's different ways they might give to organizations around them or charitable partners. For example, where I go, which is I know the best in the Twin Cities, at the end of every season, the winning teams get to choose where the donations for that season go. So they can choose from different charities within our cities. This year, I'm very excited because our national tournament is teaming up with an organization called Trans Ohio, which is working to and support trans folks throughout the state of Ohio as a whole person with healthcare, with legal, with mental health, with resources, just helping connect them. And we are really excited to team up with them this year.
We want to thank Suzanne Blum-Grundison for being with us to talk about Columbus's hosting of the Stonewall National Tournament this past weekend. And there's more Ohio Sports Magazine straight ahead, right here on the Ohio News Network.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does two things differently.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
So the donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbors are happy, and the planet is healthy.
What's number two?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbors, and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Get the long-lasting power you need with Energizer. Menards has the largest in-stock selection of Energizer batteries. They provide solid power for flashlights, remotes, and so much more. Right now, save big on Energizer batteries. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, flexible payment plans. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
For your Sunday, more showers and thunderstorms here possible for the afternoon into the evening. High temperatures around the mid-80s. And then we're looking ahead to drier conditions. More sunshine here with highs in the 80s on Monday and Tuesday. But back to near 90 here for Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 Weather Impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. This is ONN.
We're about 35 days away from the start of the 2025 college football season. Those who follow the sport know that high school recruiting is the lifeblood of any program that wants to compete for a national championship. Earlier this week, four-star safety Jacob Weatherspoon flipped his commitment from Ohio State to North Carolina. Weatherspoon had been committed to the Buckeyes since January. Keeping the top talent in Ohio has been a cornerstone of Ohio State coaches since Woody Hayes. Of the top 10 recruits in the class of 2026, 4 are headed to Columbus, while 4 are headed to schools located in the Southeastern Conference. Doug Lesmerises covers college football on the Kings of the North podcast. He joined Bo Bishop earlier this week on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus. Doug explains one theory about this Southern matriculation.
The reality of Northern football is rising, but I'm not sure the perception is. And that applies to 17-year-olds. I wonder how many 17-year-olds still think, man, if I want to play at the highest level, I got to go to the SEC, because I don't think that's true anymore, but I wonder if they still think it, some of them.
I think the issue is with the North as a whole. I definitely, obviously, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Penn State to a certain extent, Oregon, absolutely. Those programs, they're having to carry the weight for some bad baggage is what it amounts to. But it just could be this simple. It might just be weather, Doug. If you're a kid playing quarterback in Pennsylvania and you've dealt with the weather, or you're a kid playing quarterback in Chicago and you go on a visit to Auburn or to USC in November and you go, oh, 72, sunny. It might just be that.
It is the obvious, but yet I think sometimes under-discussed, thing about this. The South just has an edge with that.
Yes.
Like in recruiting, does weather help or hurt? And when you're going somewhere, you're visiting somewhere in November, is it beautiful or are you in a parka? And I do think there's a reality to that, but then you have to sell what you got, which is, hey, by the way, did you watch the NFL playoffs? It's pretty cold in Buffalo. If you want to do that, you're going to be there eventually. Why not get some training now and come north and sell the other things you have? But I do think there's part of that. But then you just got to work harder and smarter. I think, and Bill Landis, my great partner, obviously, did all the work on this. The Wednesday show, I think in this 2026 Ohio recruiting class, I think the top 20 guys, I think Ohio State has 7. And then of the other 13, there's a lot going south. And again, it's that second tier. Why aren't Illinois and Michigan State? Mark D'Antonio built an 11-win program off the second tier kids in Ohio. But I just think there's still more coaches in the North. Luke Fickell at Wisconsin, Cincinnati's got to get it going this way, because right now, Ohio State's obviously having a fine recruiting class. They just had the flip yesterday. They're not killing it, No. Michigan's really good right now. Notre Dame's really good right now. But it's that second group that when a kid goes to Kentucky instead of Cincinnati or Indiana or Wisconsin or Iowa from the Midwest, I can't understand that. What does Kentucky offer you that those great Big Ten programs don't? And I just think he has to sell it better.
That was the brilliance of Stoops and everything that he did. When D'Antoni went out, then he went in there and then he built that program on that. It's a fascinating thing. It's worth noting that this was one of the things that Pantoni and Urban did when they first got here. And you remember the Nike ad of Ohio State in the snow, right? They built everything kind of around it. And their thing was hey, if you're going to play in the North Atlantic in the NFL, come practice in the North Atlantic in college. We'll prepare you to play in the cold weather. It's a smart thing to do. Ohio State's always been on the cutting edge of that. You mentioned Fickell. I still cannot believe he took the job. It's even more odd the way that it's gone. Is there pressure on him at Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Is Wisconsin a place that applies pressure?
So we did a hot seat thing a couple weeks ago, and I think there's 3 ways that a coach gets fired. One is you used to have it and you kind of lost it. One is it's actually not you, it's us. We kind of just need a change. Sure. And the other is this was a mistake and we're going to get out of this. And he, first blush, what is that? Second blush, it's Luke is very big about cultural fit, and Wisconsin fits him. He's not going to go be if he went to LSU or Florida State or Ole Miss, I would have been what is happening? But he fits Wisconsin. But they could be in the we're sorry this didn't work out zone. And just get out of that, right? Jim Leonard, the guy who was the interim when Paul Chryst got fired, he's still floating around the NFL, right? He's like a DC that doesn't. If you just want to get back to that, he tried the offensive revolution for 2 years. Now they're going back to a Wisconsin style of football. But if that doesn't work, I don't know. Their schedule's nuts. So I do think he's on the hot seat, because we tried to define hot seat is if you have a bad year, you're going to get fired. If Wisconsin's 4-8, it's not about whether he deserves to be fired. But if Wisconsin's 4-8, is Luke Fickell going to get fired? My guess would be yes. That's just a guess. But again, it doesn't mean he's a bad coach. but it's a survival year. Billy Edwards, the transfer from Maryland, is a veteran quarterback. They have to survive. If they can go 6-6, make a bowl, survive, there's a future on the other side. There really is. Because they brought in two quarterbacks. They brought in Danny O'Neal, who started as a true freshman at San Diego State last year, and Billy Edwards. And what happened in Luke's first 2 years is the starting quarterback got hurt both years, and the backup quarterback wasn't good enough. And it torpedoed this season. So they got a veteran starter and a good backup. If they can go 6-6 and survive, I think there's an other side that Luke Fickell can get to. But I'm not sure he's going to have the chance to get to it if they go 4-8, and their schedule is nuts, including going to Bama.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Get everything for your next project at Menards and save big money. We carry everything to help you breathe easier. Allergen air filters help prevent seasonal allergy symptoms and improve your indoor air quality by capturing microparticles while allowing maximum airflow. Save big on allergen air filters when you shop at Menards. View the weekly flyer and all of our great deals happening this week on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Get a complimentary second opinion to see if your portfolio is properly designed to achieve your goals before it's too late. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Master Grillers Unite.
The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated.
Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is ONN.
Well, it's our time to talk with Stephen Offenbecker from the Locked On Reds podcast. Steve, thanks as always for your time. And begin today by talking about something that you and Jeff Carr talked about on one of your recent podcasts with the Reds going into the All-Star break that they're just okay.
It's really hard. If you had told me at the beginning of the season, when we get to the All-Star break, there'll be 3 games over 500. They're going to be in the thick of it. There'll be just a few games back in the wild card. I'd have been excited. I'd have been like, great. That means everybody's playing well. Everything's going right. And it's not really been the case. They have been just okay. They've got to this point in the most frustrating way possible each and every time they go out and do something. So the way they've done it has kind of taken a little bit of the wind out of my sails. I needed the All-Star break to recharge, but I am excited heading into the second half. They're okay, but they have an opportunity to be better than they are right now.
They certainly do. Does it seem as though, especially when it comes to their bats and their offense, that everybody gets hot at the same time and then cold at the same time to you, Steve?
Well, consistency is a real problem. You're absolutely right. It's either 10 runs or 1 run, and the in between is really where the problem lies. They will make good pitchers look terrible, and then they'll go out and lose series to teams like the White Sox, and they'll go out and split with Miami, and they'll struggle against the Rockies. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, and I think that's the next big piece that Terry Francona really needs to work on, is trying to get this team into a consistent place where they're scoring 4 or 5 runs a game. The pitching continues to do what it's been doing, and that will allow the Reds to be in it a lot better and win a lot more games.
Steve, we've seen this roster kind of in flux. We've talked about that a lot, but Noelvi Marte, since he's come up, and it seems as though he was having some difficulties defensively, but with his stick, he seems to be really on the beam. Would you agree?
He's an interesting case. You have to look at him right now and ask yourself, are you going to buy or sell Noelvi Marte? Right now, in a very small sample size, he has like a 16% strikeout rate, which is amazing. But you have to ask yourself, is that going to hold as the sample size gets bigger? I don't think it will, but I think Noelvi at the end of the day is going to be a really good player. And with the other needs the Reds have, he's really going to be the guy in the second half. He's going to be the third baseman, and he needs to deliver. I think now is the time to find out who Noelvi Marte really is. He should play. He should start. They should limit the amount of defensive replacements they do at the end of a game. Let Santiago Espinal play other places. Leave Noelvi out there, and let's see who he truly is.
What do you make of what's gone on with Christian Encarnacion Strand, Steve?
He's a real head scratcher. I'm not sure what's going on, and the Reds aren't really saying a lot about what's going on. The way they've treated him over the last month or so, either something is wrong with CES and they've kept it under wraps, or they've kind of decided that he's the odd man out and that he doesn't fit into this picture. And I wonder then if he becomes trade bait or even gets sent down to just get everyday playing time.
Yeah, understand. Is Hunter Green still one of the biggest questions there with that team, Steve?
He is the biggest question. It's very confusing what's going on with Hunter Green right now. He has had opinion after opinion and imaging after imaging that all comes back and says that there's not really anything going on. The imaging looks clean. The doctors say they can't figure out why he's feeling what he's feeling, and yet Hunter says it's still not right. To the point where Terry Francona said just recently, at the end of the day, you have to trust what the player's telling you, and Hunter will let us know when he's okay. And in the meantime, they've sent him out to Goodyear to kind of try and figure it out. I don't think we're going to see Hunter Green anytime soon.
No, that's disappointing to hear. With the trade deadline coming up, and you and Jeff have talked about prospects to protect, trade needs, just kind of where do you think the Reds are in an operating mode here with what they may or may not try to do to add to this roster?
I really think they will be buyers. The needs of this team have been the needs of this team for a long time. They really need to go out and get a right-handed bat for that outfield to kind of add a little more pop to the lineup in any given situation. The bullpen needs an arm that can really help bolster it in the second half. And if Hunter Green's not going to come back, you might even be talking about trying to get a starter because eventually Chase Burns is going to run out of innings. He has a hard innings cap on him this year as it's his first year in professional sports. So all that being said, you're going to have to trade some of these prospects you've been amassing. For me, there's not really anybody that's just untouchable. Maybe Sal Stewart's a guy that you want to put on the untouchable list. He's pretty close. Just got promoted to AAA in Louisville. But beyond that, I think it's time to package some of this strength, some of these prospects, and bring in some major league talent. Nick Krall has said he's not really interested in dealing from the major league roster. And if they did that, maybe a Nick Martinez to bring some salary down to free you up could be a guy that you looked at. Maybe one of the two catchers in Tyler Stevenson or Jose Trevino. The two hitting catchers right now is a luxury. But beyond that, I think the deal comes from the minor leagues. I think it's a package of prospects to bring in some help for the major league squad.
Steve, what's your thought on the draft and getting Steele Hall, the young man out of the state of Alabama?
It's really hard because, we want Major League Baseball's drafts to be like the NBA or the NFL, where you get a guy that immediately helps you. Steele Hall is 17 years old. It is going to be a long, long time before we see anything from Steele Hall and he benefits this team. But here's what I know. Major League Baseball went that way this time. 8 of the first 15 picks were high school shortstops, Steele Hall being among those guys. It was a very strong crop of high schoolers. The Reds have invested in the future. They went and got him. It's going to be a long time. In fact, they went high school in the first few picks. So it's going to be a long time before we can really rate this draft. But, if you look at the people that pay attention to the draft on a daily basis, they feel like the Reds did pretty good and that Steele Hall is a good one. So I have to trust the experts right now, and I will wait and see how he moves through the system. But it's going to be 4 to 5 years probably before we really hear the name Steele Hall again.
Gotcha. Steve Offenbaker from the Locked On Reds podcast. We encourage everybody to check it out. Steve, thanks as always for your time.
Appreciate it, Paul.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Now, let's get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Here's producer Colin Behringer to set the scene.
Thanks, Jay.
This week on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Tyvis Powell and Adam LeBold discuss the top edge rushers in the NFL and whether they would prefer Myles Garrett or Pittsburgh's TJ Watt.
The question would be, if I'm building a roster and I'm starting from scratch, which one of these guys am I confident can still get it done without, what if I don't have the great defensive tackle? Can he still get it done?
Right. That's the question. On the other hand,
Myles answers that question for you.
100%. On the other hand, you just made the point that Watt's got a better motor than Myles.
He does.
And I think it's pretty safe to say Watt's a better leader than Myles.
Yes.
It seems that way.
To the public opinion, public eye, we down in the locker room, so we don't know 100% of what's going on. But from the outside looking in, TJ Watt seems to be more of a leader than Myles.
And despite all of that, I would still personally take Myles Garrett.
I would too.
But it's neck and neck.
Yes.
To catch the full breakdown, just search the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube, subscribe to their page, and enjoy daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue on the Ohio News Network.
I hope you're ready for all the Jackets talk you can handle. Join us Wednesday night at 7 for the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida. Discover the real Florida magic at visitcentralflorida.com.
The Fan.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor The Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarolines.org.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Are your leaky windows costing you money? Yes, they are. Right now, when you call my guys at Universal Windows Direct, you get payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest. Seriously, upgrade your home now and relax until next year. Call now and get a free in-home window and energy assessment. Choose the payment plan that's right for you. 614-502-5220 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Get Eco.
Aaron, you know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
I want to thank Suzanne Blum-Grundison, Anthony Rothman, and Steve Bidlack for being our guests on this week's Ohio Sports Magazine. Thanks to all of our Locked On podcast contributors this week as well. For Colin Behringer, Eric Reeser, and Paul Keels, I'm Jay Fox. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine, and join us next week right here on the Ohio News Network.